Get there, baby.
Yesterday, do you think you'd be taking a flight at 6 a.m.?
Hell nah. I wanted to avoid it, boy, but it's all good. Get to the bag.
Moves had to be made. So you got me into this. You know what I mean? You've been doing a Turo thing for a little bit of time, right?
14 months now.
14 months? Okay, so over a year. What got you into it? How did you even hear about it in the first place?
It was Instagram. So, I don't use Instagram a lot at
Right.
all, but during the pandemic, I had a lot more time on my hands.
Yeah.
So I hopped on, I was seeing like a lot of people in Atlanta that was like renting out cars on Turo.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew from you actually about Turo when you rented that Porsche on that 911 on your birthday.
Yeah.
I forgot what year is that, 2015 or something like that? A minute ago.
I think it was 2013.
A minute ago.
Yeah.
So that was my first time ever hearing about Turo when you did it.
Yeah.
But I had no idea like people was using that as a business. Like honestly, it didn't even cross my mind that you was renting somebody else's car, bro. Like not like that,
Yeah.
But I seen people in Atlanta like was making money and they were driving all these luxury cars and it seemed like it wasn't like too hard of a business to get into. It was just like risky, right? You turn these liabilities into assets, right? And they have big price tags. So.
Yeah.
But I ended up running into this one dude named Mitch, Pushman Mitch in Atlanta, and I watched him on a YouTube interview. Maybe it was YouTube when I first got exposure about it. I don't know. But I watched his YouTube interview, and he was talking about how he done made 7 figures out of his business. He been doing
7 figures?
Yeah, I think so. He says, I can't believe everybody.
Sure.
He says he made $6 million on limits.
$6 million?
But he's been doing it for 6 years. So his first 2 years he didn't make a lot. He started with 3 cars.
Right.
But he made like $4,000 a month with 3 cars.
Sure. I mean, it's a business. It's a business. If you scale it out, sure. I can believe.
And that's what he did.
$6 million in revenue. Sure.
Yeah, he scaled it out. He said he was worth $6 million.
Oh.
That's what he said. Yeah. So I don't know if he counted his cars as his worth. I mean, but you have to own them out though. You don't own his cars. So. I don't know.
That's fine.
Anyway.
Big money.
Big money. Yeah. The kid now, man, we about the same age. He's getting into private jets now.
Private jets?
That's what he's doing. So he's switching out of the cars. I mean, he's keeping a car business. He don't operate it no more. He hired a whole staff. But he's getting the private jets. But anyway, that was like what sparked it for me. I seen the potential,
Yeah.
And like he offered a course. I took his course.
Yeah.
And it broke down like a lot of stuff in makes sense, like how you acquire cars, how you maintain cars, how you manage cars, and how you make your car more desirable on the platform. Yeah, man. So like that.
How much was the course?
It cost me a pretty penny, bro.
But worth it, right?
I spent $1,700 on that course, bro.
$1,700?
Yeah. So at the time, like I was like feeling real entrepreneurial,
It's like a semester of community college or something.
That's why I was in that mode of like investing in education. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and I wanted a mentor. That was more important to me. I wanted somebody I could talk to and like help make these decisions.
Yeah.
For me, So that's what I really thought I was paying for.
Yeah.
I don't think I would recommend a course moving forward though, because a lot of the information I learned from him, I feel like there was like 5 like most valuable things I took away from that.
Okay.
And I don't know if it was worth almost $2,000.
What's the network that you've entered? Do you feel like now, because you've taken business trips down to LA and met people that have gone through the course, right?
Yeah, that's right. I told my boy, I was supposed to meet with him too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I've met about 5 or 6 entrepreneurs off that network.
Okay.
Like 2 in Atlanta, like 4 in California.
Oh, okay.
And we're still cool, all of them.
Nice.
One of my boy Jesse lives out here in LA.
Yeah.
He has the vet. And he the one who ended up fixing my credit for me.
Oh, nice. See? So that's connection.
You are.
So maybe you haven't made that $1,700 back yet, but maybe over time, you know what I mean? It'll be like, okay.
Right.
I mean, if he's helping fix your credit and then you have connections and stuff, could go places.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all good, Yeah. And then I did acquire cars. And I went the luxury route. I mean, The teaching was there's multiple ways to enter the business, right? I wanted luxury cars because I'm a very luxurious person. I ain't gonna lie. I like that shit. So,
always gotta have the newest shit.
I'm telling you. So I know that's me. I didn't want to drive the Toyotas and all that. I mean, they make money. It's just smaller margins, but they make money. But the maintenance is also higher on those. Even though those cars like last longer or whatever.
Yeah.
The maintenance is crazy because they're always out. So you always need tires.
People are driving them a lot, right?
Oil change,
yeah. Whereas a luxury car, you might put a mileage restriction on that. You're not going to put a mileage restriction on Prius, right?
Plus, I wanted the chance to drive the car. If I get a fucking Camry, it's going to be out all month.
Yeah.
I'll never drive it. So I wanted the chance to like have a car that was going to pay for itself and that I can experience too.
Yeah.
So that was a part of it.
So what made me get into this? I mean, I think one, I love being around cars, like for anything. And I think, so like my last business, right, Gamers Grid, video games, I always thought that video games were my passion or like the thing that I love the most. But cars are really, like I realized I like video games a lot. I love video games. Video games aren't like my passion. Like I can only play games for so long. And compared to a lot of people, I don't play that much video games. But cars, I can be cars like day in, day out. I felt like I was born to drive cars, like literally. Like if I had another trajectory, I'd be racing cars for a living. And so I love being around cars, and so there's an attraction to being around the car business. And I always felt like there's a lot of value in having a side income, like an extra source of income. So like I'm not doing this full time, right? That's not my goal. My goal is to have extra money coming in, especially since my day job, I work in sales, and that can be cyclical. Some months are great, some quarters are great, some quarters are down, It's just it's how the business works. And so I know it's going to be the same with the rental cars, but at least that's two edges of cyclical income that are going to be, helping move things around. And so I think you always, gotta think outside of the box, right? If you want to make more money than other people, if you want to drive, some of the best cars in the world, you have to really think that about stuff that regular people won't do, that you should be doing. And so that's kind of, what made me get into it. And then, I mean, it took a while, right? Like I saw you doing it and I was kind of like, I don't know. And then I had to like slowly like ease into it. And then like the gears start to click for me. And then I was like, all right, you know what? All right, I know what I'm going to do. And then I put it all in Excel, see, okay, this is how much I got, this is how I break even, blah, blah, blah. And then I was like, all right, let's do it.
And, honestly, like, I mean, that's a good motivation to get in, bro. That's what got me into, like, loving cars, and nice things. But, like, the potential to make money here is good, bro. Like, good. Like, I wasn't even, like, fully responsible with the financial side of it at first. Like I made a lot of money in my first few months, but I spent a lot of money. I took vacations and all that.
Yeah.
And then I wasn't even working either, so I was using that money to survive too. So it was paying for everything.
Yeah.
So I really was relying on the cars at first, but man, like now that I have a job and I can do this part time, like I don't even touch the money no more. Like
really?
I only use the money for expenses. Like the cars pay for themselves and the insurance and everything.
Yeah.
I leave the rest in the bank. I don't touch it no more.
Really?
But it wasn't like that at first. My first year in business wasn't like that. I was using the money to survive too, paying for Kyrie stuff and my stuff and trips I was taking.
Yeah.
But if, like in hindsight, if I would have had like two incomes, I would probably be like at 30 grand right now, probably. Maybe 20. Let's be conservative. Maybe 20.
Yeah.
But like that'd be 20,000 sitting in a business account right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, the potential is there. It's there, and it's only a year later. I mean, I know like competition is there. Like competition has stepped up since the pandemic, but I mean, it's enough money for everybody, bro. It's billions of people in this world, you know what I mean? And they all got to drive cars. They all want to drive cars, especially in the areas we live.
Right, yeah. So we live in like highly like touristy areas where people come on vacation. And the other thing is it's summer. I mean, it doesn't look like it right now. But it's summertime. And that was another thing for me. I was like, all right, the timing, if I'm going to do this, it makes more sense to start now than in the fall. I was thinking of starting in the fall because I got a lot of stuff going on. But I wanted to, get the shit going now.
This is the time to start.
Yeah.
So you can get bit by that summer bug, like so you can see the rush in the summer.
Right.
And it's gonna taper off fall and winter. You know,
exactly.
You don't want to start when it's slow because then you're gonna feel like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
Right? But now you're gonna pick up. You're gonna see the potential, and then it's fall. Like it's gonna come, right?
Yeah.
So when it hits you, it's like just hunker down and just get through the fall. Because spring comes right back around.
Right.
And it picks right back up like February.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. I mean, so I got, and like the thing that I'm thinking is like, all right, it might be slow in like the winter months or whatever, but then that's cool because then I have an SUV I can go snowboarding with. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. There you go. See, that's smooth. That's
kind of my plan.
Multifunctional. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's the best part of it, man. So it's all good. You know, something to look out for though. Another thing I haven't told you about is tolls, bro.
Oh, so that was actually gonna be one of my questions. Cause Bay Area fast track, right? So how do you do it with people that drive this?
So I have the fast track flex in all the cars. But like the reports on fast track aren't as fast as the rentals. Like I say, somebody rent my car for 2 days, and they go through hella tolls. Fast track takes time unless you're really trekking the app. I mean, they have a website, but I think even then, like it doesn't update right away. And so sometimes, like on Turo, I mean, Turo gives you up to a week from reimbursements.
Oh, okay.
And so you can get reimbursed for. I get reimbursed for all my tolls.
Okay, yeah.
But that's just something to look out for because it'll bite you in the ass. Man, I had somebody who rented my car for a week and they ran up like almost $100 in tolls, like through the fast lanes and bridges.
Oh my God.
And I didn't catch it, bro. So I had to eat that cost. Yeah. So ever since then, I don't eat that cost. I tell them when they pick up the car.
Yeah.
I have a flex in here. It's monitoring your tolls. You can tell me if you go through any tolls, but I'm gonna look at it anyway. So now they're more honest when they bring the car back. They're like, "Oh, I went through 3 bridges or whatever." And I still monitor because they may not understand that some of these lanes charge too.
Yeah, I mean it is confusing. I'll give it to them
for sure. I still ain't figured all the way out, bro.
It is confusing.
They change
like what if I get on now and I get off at the next exit? Do I still have to pay, or like if I go all the way, do I have to pay more? Yeah. I just got a thing in the mail from Fast Track because I was on the express lane, and at the Supra I didn't put the plate on Fast Track, and I guess my transponder didn't like register. And it was like $1.90. Like, send me a piece of paper in the mail for $1.90.
Yeah, pay for postage and all this shit. Like,
right, exactly, yeah. But if let's say somebody was like trying to get into this, because like I'm sure you get this a lot, but a lot of people like as I've been talking to them about the trip, they're always like, wow, like I want to do this, like that seems cool. Like I've been wanting a new car, blah blah blah. Like I should do this. Like, what would you say would be like a good car that if you wanted to do it and kind of just get into it and you're kind of just like an average Joe?
That's a tough question. I mean, it seemed like it's a simple answer for it, but it really comes down to you and what you like, honestly. So the advice I was given when I was getting into this business was get something that you want to drive, right?
Yeah.
And I really believe that too because this business is an experience, right? Yeah. You want to give a good experience to the consumer as well as to yourself. You want it to feel less like as least amount of work as possible.
Yeah.
So you want to enjoy it. So if I had a fleet of a bunch of Toyotas, I mean, sure, I'll probably make money, but I wouldn't really enjoy what I was doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if we just going, all right, so
hold on. What's wrong with Toyotas, man? What you trying to say about my Supra, man?
Not the Supra.
What you trying to say about? Come on, man.
And nothing wrong with Toyotas either. I mean, I love Camrys
I'm feeling that in here.
Nah. I'm thinking like Corollas.
Yeah. I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
Nothing like
I know what you mean. Yeah. Boring cars.
Yeah, or even just something with like that gives an experience. Something that gives an experience. Like commuter cars. They make money, because not like there's more people who probably need an economical car than who needs a sports car.
It's true, yeah. And people are like trying to save money on a trip, and so they'll get an economical car. But I think what also interests me is that you don't have to do that with Turo to make money. That you can get something that's a little cool. That's like a Macan, I'm gonna be happy when I get into it. You know what I mean?
Be happy, bro. Every time you get into it,
right?
You'll be happy. Yeah,
right.
Every time.
Like getting a 3 Series, I'd be cool. Like this is all right. Like get an M4 Vert. That's kind of like it's pretty cool. And so like that's like I was like, okay, so this won't feel as much of a chore. Like you said, if I had just like a bunch of I think like Yaris's, basic Yaris's. Oh,
Yeah, that's
man.
what I'm saying.
I'll probably get tired of it. I would definitely tap out like in 6 months. Like I'm
telling you. And so I think that's what kept me going so long, man. You know, after the hard months and everything, I still got to drive cars I liked.
Yeah,
and so I was like, you know, in the end, I'm still enjoying it. Like, you know?
Yeah.
Even when it's slow, I'm still enjoying it.
Yeah.
So that's the best part, man. You meet some cool people, man.
Yeah.
Like my first renter, you know, so I had a Macan, right?
Yeah.
My first renter was a guy flying into the Bay Area to go buy a McLaren for a collection car.
Dang.
Like for his collection.
Dang.
So that was my first like experience with a renter, bro.
Yeah.
I met him and then, you know, we talked and he was like, yeah, my wife wanted a Macan, so I figured I'll check it out, you know, see how we like it, whatever. I'm like, oh, what you doing in town? Oh, I'm here to buy a McLaren. Oh, okay. He's like, yeah. I'm like, oh, which one? It was like a 1979 McLaren. I'm like, yeah, I'm just going to add it to my car collection.
Probably an F1, huh?
Oh, my God. I don't remember which one it was, but we talked for a little while. He was from Cincinnati, bro, so he's going to get it shipped to Cincinnati, too.
I bet, yeah.
And I was like, wow. So, that was my first experience. So, I was like, man, like, the cars you select is going to lead you to different paths.
Yeah.
You know, that Porsche led me to people in car collection, car groups. You know what I mean? And then, like, so that's why it's hard to say what car you want to go with. If you want to just be a complete business person, like all I want is money, I don't care about it, then sure. Go get you a fleet of Yaris's. Go do it. You'll make money. You'll make probably $500 a month per car.
Yeah.
You know? But if you want to be like, if you want to be somebody who, you know, want to feel good and enjoy and also have fun, yeah, man, go get your M4 Vert. You know what I'm saying?
So that brings us to kind of the next thing that I wanted to talk about. So this trip right here, probably should have explained this earlier. We're basically, so you got me into this, and then the Macan. You always told me the Macan was like the perfect sweet spot, right? Because it's not crazy expensive, and it makes good money. It's always rented out. The clientele is good, and so that's what really got me into it. And so doing the research, right now it's really hard to get a car at a good price, right? Like everything, if the moment something drops like $1 below like average market value, it's gone. It's gone.
Off the market.
The first car I found when I first started looking, vaporized pretty much. Like it was similar to the car that I'm looking at today, but it was like $3,000 cheaper, and it just sold super fast. It had more options. It had adaptive cruise control.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right. And so that was that. Then there was another car I found, and then like that one turned out to be high mileage. The dealership wouldn't CPO it. But fast forward, basically, so today's Saturday. No, today's Sunday.
Yeah.
Today's Sunday.
Yeah.
So Saturday, I was supposed to go out to Marin, 30 minutes away from where we live, and I was supposed to go look at a Macan Sport Edition. The car checked all the boxes. They had just dropped the price. A week before, it was $50,000. They dropped the price to $49,000. I was like, okay, now it's within the range. I called them up. I was like, okay, made an appointment Saturday, 11:30. And then Friday, I remember my friend Chris texted me, was like, oh, what are you doing tomorrow? I was like, oh, I'm about to go look at this Macan. I'm probably going to buy it. Oh, let me send it to him. Looked it up, gone.
That's how you found out you were trying to send it to him?
Yeah, I tried to send a car to him. It was gone, bro. Gone, just gone. So I started panicking. Couldn't find a car nowhere. So now I'm like back to ground zero. Like I knew the car was gone. They don't just remove cars remove cars, right? Yeah, so I knew I was back to ground zero. And then it's a thing actually that I remember when I got the Supra. I got the Supra down here in LA. I flew out to SoCal. Flew out to LA to pick up the Supra. I always end up buying cars in SoCal because there's just so much more inventory. And so looking last night, Friday night, I found 3 Macans. Sport Editions is kind of the trim that I wanted to go with because I knew it had all the right features. And you have been looking at cars too. So you were first looking at Corvettes and then M4s. And then I was like, man, let's just fly out. So
here we are.
Yeah, 24 hours later.
Yeah,
we literally booked plane tickets 4 o'clock yesterday. 4 p.m. 4 p.m. yesterday. Yeah, I was walking out of the bank. That was the other thing too. We had to do a bunch of like financing
stuff. A lot of scrambling, bro.
Yeah. Another tip is go through a credit union.
Get pre-approved.
Through credit unions tend to have the best interest rates Depending on your credit, your local credit union might just hook you up. And that was the thing with me. And the problem is it seems like a lot of dealerships down here aren't part of this, like, it's funny, but it's called the Cuddle program. And so CUDL.
CUDL, I did see that,
Yeah, and so Cuddle program means that if you're pre-approved by a credit union, you can just walk into a dealership and then they got everything in their system, boom, boom, boom. It's really easy for you to walk out of it. But if a dealership isn't a part of the Cuddle program, you need to get a check.
Yeah.
You got to get a cashier's check. So yesterday, Saturday, I had to find a bank that was open and then go get the cashier's check and then deal with a bunch of like system issues, this and that, get the purchase order from the dealership. And then you had a bunch of stuff to do too, right?
Same thing. You know, I was still going through a pre-approval process. I started mine Friday. I had to roll over into Saturday. And, you know, banking on Saturday is already tough because there's only like 2 or 3 banks like in your area that's open, man. So yeah. And then it was a bunch of little hiccups, but ended up getting pre-approved. And yeah, that's it. I actually chose to go financing through BMW though. It was a little. They gave me a better interest rate.
Yeah, you got a really good rate on the BMW.
So
through BMW Financial Services.
Yeah.
And so so the plan today. So we got the plane tickets last night. We flew out at 6 a.m. this morning. We're in LA now. It's 9:12, so it's almost time to get to Porsche.
I know, right?
So I'm gonna go to the Porsche dealership downtown LA. Pick up the Macan. I still gotta test drive the Macan. I gotta look it around, make sure.
Put your hands on it.
You know, somebody might have smashed the window or like slashed the tire last night. You know, you never know. So I gotta do that. And then actually pay for the car, even though I have the check. I still gotta sign out some paperwork saying I'm the new owner of the car. And then from there we're gonna drive out to Santa Maria, right? Santa Maria BMW. So that's going to be a 3-hour drive.
Yes,
then
sir.
Repeat. Now it's your turn. You got to do the M4 paperwork.
Yeah.
And then
smelling of it and driving of it and the eye inspection.
Yeah. And then
you know what I just thought about right now, bro?
What?
As you was explaining what we're doing.
What?
What if the Macan don't check out? How the hell we get a BMW? Oh shit! I just thought about that right now.
Oh.
Fingers crossed, bro.
So I've driven a Macan base before. I wouldn't say that it's a fast car, but it's funny because the Sport Plus and the Sport Exhaust definitely changes things up. I feel like it's a little bit faster and it's a little bit louder, so there's definitely more of a feel of speed in the car. Like it's not like, my other car is a Supra, so it's not like as fast as a Supra, but like if I do this, like it's not slow. I have enough power. And
I like that.
It's a good level of fun. I mean, the suspension feels good. Can't really tell. It'll be funny to play with how the car handles being up high and down low. But no, yeah, I think everything kind of looks cool.
I think the test drive was a success. My boy's in love with it. Just asked for the detail. That's kind of the thumbs up.
And like that, it's done. Macan Sport Edition. So that's car number 1. It's 1 o'clock. Took us about 3 hours to get out of here. So now it's all for a 3-hour drive to Santa Maria. And we got to get there. They close at 5 o'clock. So yeah, so it's time to hit the road now.
I ain't never drove a car this powerful, bro. This shit driving as fast as mine in second gear. I can't think right now. Y'all gotta give me directions, bro.
So would you get one?
Will I get one? That's not the question, man. It's how soon can I get one, man?
that you do not need an M4.
But God damn it, what do I sign? Man, this shit fire, bro. Filling them up. You smell it? That's regular?
That's your tires, bro.
Alright, heat it up.
Here we go.
You know what I mean?
Mission accomplished.
We did that, huh? We did that, bro.